So as you guys probably all know, American Muscle recently sent me out these awesome Raxium dual halo projector headlights for my new Edge Mustang build. So we got Turbo LS in here, and we're gonna do some cosmetic upgrades along with this full renovation of the wrap. Now, if you guys are watching this video, the wrap is probably done by now, but anyways, I went ahead and bought some RGB rings that we're gonna open up the housing and install here. So I guess we're gonna be showing you the full process behind doing DIY angel or demon eyes on any headlights. So this will work for any headlights as long as they have the halo shape. You're gonna need to leave the new Edge here and drive 4 or 5 hours up to Gainesville, Florida, because we're going to my girlfriend's graduation. And in my free time, we're gonna do this while I'm there. So I probably won't have that much free time, but I'll have just enough to get it done. So let's pack it all away. As far as the LED rings that I'm gonna be using to, make those halos red, I got them from Alibaba for about $11 with shipping. Granted, they took about 3 weeks to show up here, almost a month, but you can't beat that. $12. There was a DIY kit for doing all of this for $200 on Amazon. I'll tell you guys what, that was just obviously the same thing, but drop shipped. So it'll cost you a total of $11 to do it. In materials, I mean, maybe a little bit more with wires and that type of stuff. We'll dive into that and I'll discuss those costs. And then you're just gonna need a simple heat gun and a screwdriver in order to pry open the housing along with some sealant. So all in all, I'm probably in this about, I don't know, 25 bucks. It's really not bad. All right, let's get on the road and crush this 5-hour road trip.
A few moments later.
First step here for the housing is to get it nice and hot. So we got a glue gun. We tried to do it with the blow dryer. That didn't work. And we're just going around where the glue is. So that's on the crease. And then we take a flathead and pry it. It should melt out and start to look like this. It's sort of starting to peel out. And we just want to go all over. See where it's separated, but more down there needs to be heated because it's not separating on that part of the housing. But then once it gets like hot enough like that, you can pull it out. The whole thing looks like it's coming out now.
Good job, Daddy.
Let's just heat this up. Look at that. It's open now. Totally didn't fake that.
Give you all a preview of what this looks like. I still need to do the second side. I'll do it step by step, but I did this one super quick. JB welded the top of it on the ring because it wasn't an exact fit, but there are screws on the inside. They're Phillips heads, and you remove those, this entire ring will pop out. I have it right here, and then I cut the wires and soldered it to the other harness, so everything turns on like it's supposed to.
Big bossy. So there's a Phillips head, like I was saying. This is where you remove it off the back of the housing, and then it has a ground on it, so I'm probably just gonna put the bolt back in through there. But this is how you remove that LED ring that goes on the front side. Then when all those bolts come out, the ring pops out, and we're just gonna cut it because we'll solder into the other harness. And now I'm just taking JB Weld. I'm trying to record this 2 times at the same time. But anyways, we're gonna lay it in here so that that ring doesn't move whenever I'm driving the car. For everybody wondering how I wired this in with those little rings, once I JB welded it, they're not falling out. So if you don't JB weld it, they will fall out. But anyways, you have the factory harness here on the back side. I just basically passed it through, cut it, and stripped it, which you can see that right here. And then we'll solder that to the power and ground. So everything's power and ground. White is going to white. Actually, no, red is going to white, and white is going to black. So that's the ground.
Cut. Actually, you can't do that. It's red to white. No, it's white to red.
Amanda's gonna solder this all together, so I just taught her how to do it. I give her you can tap it. Just tap the filament to it. It's not hot enough yet.
Nope.
You gotta wait.
Just touch it to it, right?
Burn it, melt it.
And it just does it? Because it's
because
good?
I can't explain it well enough.
It's okay, you'll get there.
So decided to put JB Weld on the top side, and then when that cures out, I'll scrape off the excess, but you can't really see it that much. And I'm also gonna remove the ambers and get those mint green. I think it's gonna look really good, but I'll show you all like what it looks like before we put it all back together. I'm not gonna put it back together right now because it needs to cure.
the next day.
My way back home, back from Amanda's graduation. That was fantastic. I really enjoyed spending time with her and meeting her family. It was pretty cool. So we also did some drifting because they have a whole circular dirt road track. It's pretty cool. Like if you ever seen dirt racing before, it's similar to that, but instead of like actually racing on the track, they use it as like a mud drift pit or a dirt drift pit. So I tried it out myself. It was super fun. I don't have any videos of me drifting. Amanda was in the car with me, but I do have videos of her doing it and her dad doing it, and that was awesome. So definitely got to go back, film some content with that, but I'll show you all exactly what I'm talking about. He also has a shop there. That's where I was working on the headlights, but we'll finish the rest at home. His shop is actually super nice. Got lots of space. I wish I had a setup like that. So they've got a track, a shop, and all these cars in their backyard. Pretty sweet setup. But I'm about an hour and 40 out from home. I've been driving for 4 hours now, or almost 4 hours.
Dude, what just happened, Toby?
So I'm teaching Carson's friend how to drive his M2, right? You know, I'm like, is first and second a problem for you? And then I go bang first and second. Look, the whole shifter boot rips off. Like the shifter didn't break, just the shifter boot. It looks like it's held in by these plastic clips. It completely fell off. So I guess we're shifting it like this now. No boot whatsoever, but this should just like go back on. That is so weird, bro. I've never seen that before. That I do gotta say that this was a quick little fun detour to drive this car. I really like it. A lot of people rip on it, but I like it. People say it looks like a stormtrooper from the front, and the interior is nuts too. It's really, really nice. So check it out. You got this big old screen right there. The G chassis is super, super well put together.
1 week later.
I was originally gonna paint this, but wrapping it is gonna be better because obviously it's gonna be more of a color match, and it kind of just slides out. It's a slot. So if you push it from the rear, there are 2 clips, and then the entire thing comes out. I think we're just gonna wrap it instead of painting it. Probably the easiest thing I've wrapped on the entirety of the car. This is ready to go back in. I should be able to just, you know, push it like I did last time. It might need 2 hands though. It would be wise to give the headlight and the actual housing itself a final blowout with an air compressor. So I've got this like cheap little setup, costs $100, but this chuck is just gonna blow air. Because if you leave dust in there, you'll see it, especially in the clear lens part. You want to get everything back together. It's the same as taking it apart. So you just line it all up and then you heat up the edges and seal it. I'm gonna have to buy a separate type of sealant. So there's a lot of glue there, but basically when that sets and hardens, it'll close it up for the most part. And then for extra safety, I'm just gonna put even more sealant on top. The more you heat up every edge and corner, the more soft and malleable it gets, obviously because the glue is melting, and you can really push it back in. So with these headlights, you have these clips. What I recommend is you get it hot enough to the point where you can slide it over, and then you kind of just want to press it all down. That's what I'm doing. So heat it up, keep going. It'll get super soft. Get those clips over, those ones right there. And then once those clips get over, it kind of guides it, the housing, to the other plastic part, and you press it all together. That's what number 1 ended up looking like. I am gonna buy more sealant and show you all how to do that once I crack out the second one, because may as well seal both of them at the same time. And I just wanted to get some sealant because, as you can tell, when we were prying with the flathead screwdrivers, it created a little bit of a gap in some places. It happens, so you just buy more sealant, put it in there, and make sure that that's not a problem. If you don't seal it, then you're gonna have a real problem because moisture will get in there, water will get in there, and it will destroy every electrical component and corrode it. So let's knock out the second one. The mint green edition was really cool actually, but we've got headlight number 2 to go. Let's do it. It's the second headlight now that is all completely squared away and done with the red halos. Awesome. This looks so freaking nasty. I just want to make sure it's extra weatherproofed on those portions between the plastic housing and the headlight itself. Suppose I'll show you all what it looks like with the lights off too. Oh my God, just imagine the 2-step with those red headlights. That is scary. It looks like it's on a hunt. It's gonna get you. One last little look with the lights on. Holy crap, I would be scared of this car if I just saw it like on the street. I think we need a red blower guard, and that would look so sick. Decided to get some a different type of sealant. This is what we're going to be using. I was going to use that butyl stuff. I don't even think I pronounced that correctly, but it's just Permatex.
We're gonna fill in the gaps. That's all it is. So I cleaned the area with some isopropyl, dried it off, and we're gonna fill in these really big gaps where water could possibly get in. Silicone actually has a 24-hour cure time. I'm gonna let it all dry out. You can see I got every seam, every bump where water may have possibly been able to get in, and then we'll flip it over and do the other side, but that should have done the job. And now I'm just gonna get this backside real quick with the same silicone. It dried out, the nozzle, so probably gonna have to get a new one, but you guys get the idea. So that should be all sealed up by now. If you all enjoyed this video, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. And by the way, if you all wanna see me wire these in separately so the DRL rings run by their own separate of the headlights, I will be doing that in the separate video. So make sure to stay tuned for that.